Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to y'all about overgiving and overtaking. This is an important topic because it's Christmas. This is a Christmas Eve, so this is something I'm going to be talking about because I'm a very giving person, and let's just say a lot of people, and the nature of human is to either overgive or overtake. So you may think, and I talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again. You may think you're a good person if you keep giving, but blessings will stop coming in until you learn how to close your hand. Because some people, you're just poisoning them by them taking. I'll give you an example. If you know someone who basically depends on you for food, and they take from you, and they're not eating what they're supposed to be eating, but they just keep eating and eating, they're going to gain weight to the point where they're going to get unhealthy, to the point where now they're just overindulging, and you've actually hurt the person because you were just giving. So there's a balance. There's a severe balance when it comes to giving and receiving. So, and this is, you have to think about, okay, why wouldn't the Lord give you something? Or why wouldn't the Lord give someone else something? So a lot of people ask, like, why haven't they won the lottery yet? Why haven't a lot of people won the lottery? It's because a lot of people would just literally give out all the money or spend all the money. Like, they'll just buy things they don't want. They'll buy things they don't need. They'll just buy things for the point of buying it. The guy on the motorcycle just looked at me like an owl with his head 360. That was interesting. Never seen someone's head turn back like that, but he's watching me do the video because I have a spotlight on me. But that's the thing. You have to catch yourself in the act of doing it, and your angels will warn you. God will warn you. If you don't take proper precautions or warnings, you're gonna be what I call freezer spelled. By the way, let me talk about a freezer spell real quick. They're okay. That's it. They're okay. They're okay. They're not overly. I mean, they're effective, but not overly effective. It's just you're doing dynamics at the point. And most of the time, if you piss someone's guide off, then instead of you being in a freezer spell, you'll be in like a stove spell. Let's just say that. So that's why I don't recommend you guys do spells like that. I teach stuff that is safe and it's shamanic. It's not, oh, I saw this online, etc. So back to my, that's the thing. Same thing with knowledge too. This is the biggest thing. I'm a teacher. I'm a spiritual teacher. There are certain people, if I give them knowledge, it's like, okay. You can dumb a person down. You can flat out dumb a person down by giving them too much knowledge, because they'll get used to not listening or not utilizing the knowledge to the point where they're just looking at you like you ever just talk to a dog a million times, and just looking at you like the dog understands you, but it's like, okay, treat. Let's go for a walk. Or let's. You guys know what I'm talking about, but my angels are laughing. But that's the thing. You really can't give because you'll just have nothing left. And if you're like, well, the Lord will provide, and then you just give out everything you have, and it could be literally anything. So food, attention, and basically, I'm gonna say right now, for the people who overtake from me, I'll just flat out tell them, like, you're just taking. And I have a habit of offending people that, I mean, I don't be offensive, but I'll say it and it'll shock the person because no one ever says anything. I don't care who it is. If someone's overtaking, I'll just say, like, hey, you're taking a little too much here. Like, chill out. Like, you're overindulging. So for people who are giving, that's a thing. For people who are overgiving, they'll get into the point where they can't overgive. So I'd like you to do some research on people who have actually won the lottery. So what happens when people win the lottery? Some of them actually, some of them get some of them actually do get some help on how to manage it, but people are just like, okay, they'll win $300 million, and then they'll use $50 million for like a pet monkey and with like a hat that drives a car. They'll buy a car that has a car. They'll buy like a car that has a TV that they'll never watch, and they'll drive. So like $250 million later, they've used most of the $300 million, and then now they want to be giving or generous, like, or they have to maintain the bill, so they're just kind of dishing it out. So it's like, that's not how it works. So let me tie this to basically natural law. So look how God intended for nature to be, because I'll talk about the heart chakra in a second, but if you look at a tree, oh, it's dark outside. Never mind. If you look at a tree, you'll notice it's not. I mean, the trees require water, but a certain amount of water. The tree grew fine without someone over giving it water or getting too much water. What happens if it gets a lot of water? Then it'll have extra. What happens if it has too much water? You'll kill the tree. You will kill the growth of the whole tree, no matter how old it is. So that's the thing. It's a balance. It's a balance. When you give, you're really hurting. You can drown the tree. What if you just take from the tree? Take from the tree. Like, look what happens in nature. What happens if you take? So now let's look at the story of the New Zealand giant moa. And the harpy eagle, or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. So basically, humans were very overindulgent. They saw this giant chicken. And it had a very specific time frame. And they saw this giant chicken. They're just like, oh, it's free chicken. And this thing was a beauty. So the thing with this giant chicken is humans were like, oh, cool. So they basically went from not eating to having like the most chicken ever. So we're just going to call it chicken because they're moas. So they had these moas, these chicken, and they overhunted them. And the harpy, I call it a harpy eagle. Basically, the supermassive eagle, the supermassive moa, it used to hunt the eagle, then it started hunting humans. And the humans actually outsmarted the eagle, and the eagle started getting hungry and then it just messed up the ecosystem. So humans overate it, and you can do some research on that, but they ate until it was completely gone. And then when it was gone, they went back to being hungry. They was like, oh no, but their stomachs were big. Let's talk about that. So basically, when you stop giving to someone who overtakes, or they get cut off from their food supply and they're completely overindulgent, then they'll throw a fit. So then you have someone who's been receiving too much, and the second you cut back or you pull back, then they throw a fit. And now you're the wrong one. Oh, how dare this dies off. Oh, how... And then people will blame God. Why didn't God put more? Because you guys would have kept overeating until you didn't have anything left. So that's the thing. And that's the thing with overtakers as well. You stop giving to an overtaker and they're just like, well, for example, they'll be like, oh, for example, let's just say your salary is a couple $1 million a year, right? And you have someone who takes a couple $100,000 very often. And you cut them off because you're like, why are you using it? You're not doing anything for yourself. You're not really growing. You're just kind of throwing it out. They're like, well, and they'll lash out and they'll be like, well, I guess you don't make enough then. And they'll just start throwing a temper and a fit and everything. They'll get ungrateful, and everything you've ever given to them, they'll just kind of take for granted because you overgave. So the people who are overtaking are not going to be grateful to begin with. So change the habit now. Those don't generate people of light. Those don't generate people of God. So someone who takes all the time will take things for granted, and they'll expect. So, and expect in a very ugly way. Like, for example, and I don't like using this as an example at all because this doesn't represent everyone. And people are very sensitive on the topic of homeless people. So I remember about when I used to go downtown, there would be a homeless person, and I would bring $20 every time I saw the homeless person. And it's just this person. It's not anyone else. Because, I mean, you guys might know what I'm talking about, but it was just this person. And this one day I didn't bring $20 because I had a card instead. I brought the card because I was going out to eat. And I was with friends. And the way this person threw a fit, they're like, how dare you? Who the hell do you think you are? I'm like, who do you think you are? And I kind of like, it just occurred to me. I'm like, what the? And this person's like, I got kids to feed and you don't. I'm like, what the? I was just like, the audacity. I bring 20. I'm not. That's the thing. You don't owe certain people certain things. And like, you wonder how this person ended up where they are. And then you're like, yes, this person became where they're at because of someone overgave to them, and they basically snapped. They got like vicious on that person, and they ended up without a house, and now they're at where they're at. And out of the generosity of my heart, it turned into me overgiving or me enabling something to the point where the person lashed out in front of me. I mean, in front of my friends to me. I'm like, what then? They're like, do you know this person? I'm like, yes, I gave them $20 every time I see them, but this time I have a card because we're going out to eat. So who's buying everyone food? And that's the thing. And let me talk about that. So when you take someone out to eat, if the person, and that's the thing. I mean, you can be on the wherever end on the spectrum, but this is a video for, and I'm teaching people how to grow their financial abundance. So when your financial abundance grows, you're gonna see new people come around. You're gonna see your love life's gonna get very, very new, because when people see you do well, they're like, oh, I'd rather be with this person, or because people will gravitate towards you when you do financially well. So that's a thing. So then you'll see more overtakers. So this video is more so about the aspect of overtaking, because when you become very abundant, the enemy will send his agents to make sure that you go back to stage one. So that's a thing. You have to recognize. It's recognition, because you don't recognize it after, you recognize during or before. So for example, if you take people out to dinner, or if you take someone out to dinner and this person's not on the frequency of gratitude and they're in a scarce mindset, and you will know it. There's something called dining etiquette. Like when you're literally trained in, I mean, for people who do fine dining, you're trained in fine dining. You're trained in how to act at a dinner table. So the second you see someone when they get to the dinner table, or when they get to the raw bar, there's actually a woman online who went to the raw bar and she ordered as many oysters as she could. And you should see her, oh baby, and don't mind if I do. And then she was just like, I believe the person left her and she got stuck with her own tab or whatever, but that's she deserved that, because that's an overtaker. So people will do that obviously or not obviously. Oh baby, don't mind if I do. Just eating the oysters. And you should see that video online. She had a lot of backlash for that, but there's a lot of people are like that, but they're not as obvious about it. So you'll take someone out to dinner and like, they never eat lobster ever, and then it's like, I'll have 3, and they know that you do well, because I'm prophesizing all of you will do well in 2025. So this video will get you guys ready. I'll talk about the prophecy of 2025, and well, more so 2024 coming up. I was very right about 2025, but I don't go slapping in people's face and they're like, I was right. No, I don't do that, because that's not of light. And for me to continue seeing visions, I am very humble, and I will continue being very humble, because that's just who I am. But back to my topic of overgiving. You'll go out to dinner, you'll take people out to dinner like, I want the lobster and the steak, and I want everything. And it's just crazy. It is just wild. And the thing is, it's because these people are coming from a scarce mindset. So after you're overgiving, and that's the thing, you'll generate a complete monster when you overgive. You will overgive to someone, and the second you stop overgiving, like, how dare you? Oh, they'll be like, screw you, like, and they'll just get nasty, and everything you've ever done for them is just thrown in the toilet. It's just like, now you're evil. Now you're the bad one, because you decided to close your hand after you were pouring to the point where you were hurting yourself. So, in essence, it will retrain the person. In essence, the person will, or the person or persons, because when it comes to overgivers, they'll stop the habit, it'll come back in a couple of months or a couple of weeks, and then it'll repeat because you don't see it. So this video is about making you see it. And that's the thing. Look at who's just look at who's an overtaker in your life. And I'm the kind of person, I'll just say something up front. I'll say it just to see how they react. Like, I'll say it just to say it, but not just to say it. I'll say it because it's correct. So, for example, people will be in the gym and they'll just be like not letting you work out. I'm like, are you going to work out for me? And I'll say kind of like jokingly, I'm not going to be rude or mean about it. I'm like, well, let me work out. Like, well, and I am not a rude or mean person at all, but I know that some people will follow me around the gym and literally try to talk to me. I'm like, and I'll just kind of make a joke, like, I'm like, let me work out. Like, geez, like I mean business when I'm here. So, or I'll just say, and then the person will get it, and I'm like, okay, cool. Or I'll sometimes just say, hey, you're energy vamping, dude, you're energy vamping, because there's basically a lot of people who are looking for friends, or more than friends in the gym. So, for example, I know this happens too. So when you're working out in the gym and you see someone who gravitates towards you, it doesn't matter if they're being romantic or platonic, they're overtaking your energy. So you have to recognize that too. So this goes in more than one department. So this can go with friends, family, romantic interests. This is very, since it's the gym, it's very much suited towards friends, and I'm just using this as an example. So find out, where's your gym? Are you a school teacher? Are you, and for the people who say, are you a school teacher? Like, how'd you know? Are you an artist? Are you a mechanic? Are you, what do you do? And find out in your occupation or whatever, whatever line you do, just find out, how can someone take from you too much, and are they? So that's the thing. Be very clear about it and very vocal, because if you don't say something, it'll keep going on. So you just like how I do it, and it's not rude, and that's how society changes in this day and age. Oh, if you say something when someone takes too much from you, now you're bad. It's like, no, you said something when no one else is saying something, so okay, ask your questions in my comment section. There are crystals that will protect you from overtakers. They won't even be able to come around. Like, anytime an overtaker comes around with a crystal such as pyrite, they'll just be like, get your Florida Stoneman custom necklace from floridastoneman.com. That necklace comes with a lifetime of spiritual mentoring and tutoring. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. God bless all of you. Ciao. Merry Christmas.